Well, guys, Sony had their State of Play just drop today on May 30th. It was around 3 p.m. where it started my time. It was about 45 minutes, and I am not going to be able to upload this immediately, but I figured I would do my reaction immediately. So if you guys enjoy these kinds of videos, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for doing those things and letting me know what you think down below. But we're going to get right into it, and it started off with a gameplay unveil for Concord, which I did, I think, mention in slight passing when I was going over the Astro rumors, which we will also be getting into later. Now, this Concord gameplay unveil, Overwatch-style game, 5v5, hero shooter kind of deal. Graphics look pretty impressive to me in certain areas, as it didn't necessarily go for as much of a cel-shaded effect here as Overwatch did, and it does look pretty good for the most part, but we'll see how things go. One thing I wanted to mention is they mentioned that they're going to be adding these weekly character cutscenes where they show these characters interacting outside of the fights and give the characters a little bit more flavor. Similar to how Overwatch did it, but we're going to be getting these once a week apparently, which, you know, that's pretty cool. I mean, you know, we'll see how things go with the beta in July and the full release for that game August 23rd of this year. So it's that time, you guys. We're starting to get release dates for games coming out in the second half of the year at last. So we'll move into the next announcement. God of War Ragnarok on PC announced for September 19th. Looks pretty good. I never beat the original God of War Ragnarok. I've beaten all the other ones, though. All the other mainline ones, anyway. Not the PSP ones, not the Ascension one, I think is that what that one was called. Anyway, moving on, Dynasty Warriors Origins 2025. I actually like Dynasty Warriors. I used to like those games as a kid. I liked Hyrule Warriors. I never played Age of Calamity, but I like those games. They were one of the games that I wish had been on the GameCube and were not available on that system. So I like Dynasty Warriors more than the average gamer. Anyway, we're going to move on to Infinity Nikki. Test available in Q3 of 2024. I'm gonna be honest, I mean, the graphics looked pretty impressive, but this looked like some real weeboo kind of shit, and so I'm not really gonna, you know, I'm not interested in that. So we're gonna move on to Ballad of Antara, which is a 2025 release. It looked a little also weeboo, but it looked much better, in my opinion. Again, I mean, it's like I'd have to see more, and it looks a little too, I don't know, it looks a little too Japanese, and I mean, I'm a huge Nintendo fan, don't get me wrong, it's just like, there's certain, like, I don't know, like, if it gives me too many, like, Final Fantasy vibes, or JRPG vibes, I hate to say it, I'm out. That's not my kind of game, it's not my style. If they wanted to get me, they should have put those games on the GameCube and Nintendo 64, because those were the game consoles I had growing up, and there were no JRPGs on either of those systems, really, except for, like, maybe Tales of Symphonia, and I never had that as a kid. So, anyway, moving on. I don't really care about JRPGs or anything that looks too Japanesey, if you know what I mean by that. If you don't know what I mean by that, you're probably thinking I'm a bigot, which is fine. Go ahead, think that. But if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. All right, we're moving on. It looks like Sony actually put a little emphasis on PSVR 2 here with Skydance's Behemoth, and you know what? Looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I am actually, I'm not getting a $600 headset to play one game or two games, but here's the thing, I actually already played the Horizon VR game. My friend Adam, who also did the game-related network channel with me, he let me try out Horizon Call of the Wild on PlayStation VR 2, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good, but it's like, you know, it's not worth getting a $600 headset for, to be honest. It's not Half-Life Alyx or anything. So anyway, we're going to move on. The other PSVR 2 game they announced was Alien Rogue Incursion for Holiday 2024. Looks pretty scary. I never really played those Alien games, nothing against them. I just, like, I don't, you know, I never went out of my way to experience any of them. So we're going to move on. Marvel Rivals, we have another Overwatch knockoff just like Concord. This looks pretty cool as well, but, like, they ended with a female Galactus, and I'm like, I don't know about that life. You know, Marvel's just going down a road that I don't think they're going to, you know, really benefit too much off of, but that's just my opinion, you know, whatever. Anyway, Where Winds Meet also looks good, but I feel like I need to see more of it. Until Dawn, PS5 and PC, fall 2024. I already played the original game, and I don't really need to play it again. I beat it for the first time pretty recently, like within the past, 5 years, I want to say. So, I don't know, it's fresh enough on my mind that I'm, like, not really interested in it. They put it on PS Plus for free at one point, and I snatched that and played it, and was like, oh, okay. Anyway, Path of Exile 2, early access late 2024. It looks like a Diablo kind of game, couch co-op, looks pretty good. looks pretty fun if you have someone to play with. Silent Hill 2 Remake, I didn't actually watch that trailer very much. I kind of skipped it because I've never played the original, and I feel like I should play the original, to be honest. I don't really want to play the remake. I feel like I should play the original. So, yeah. Anyway, then we got a couple of big things at the end. The two things that I'm most excited about that I wanted to talk about the most, and those are Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay unveiled and Astrobot. Turns out the rumor for Astrobot was correct. Turns out my prediction for Astrobot was correct. I think the only other thing that I got correct was that we would not see Ghost of Tsushima 2. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised about that. I am also kind of not surprised about the Helldivers 2 thing. I don't think Sony wants to really put that one as much of... I don't think they really want that game to be as successful as it is, to be honest, but that's just my, you know, conspiracy theory, humble opinion, in a way. So, I don't know. And then, what was the other thing? Spider-Man 2 DLC? Yeah, I think God of War, like, once I saw the God of War PC port, I was like, oh, that would have been a much more realistic guess than Spider-Man 2 DLC. But anyway, Monster Hunter Wilds looks great. It does look like it's on the, well, I think it's on the Reach for the Moon engine, whereas Monster Hunter World was not, but that being said, it still looks a lot like Monster Hunter World, but it does also look a lot better. Frame rate does not look great, but, you know, it's like Capcom made the choice to prioritize visuals over frame rate on this one, and with it, you know, with the fidelity at which they're able to make the game run and play despite that, not too big a deal. However, I might end up trying to get this one on PC once that port comes out a year later or so. Given if I upgrade my PC in time for that. And hey, maybe they just have a performance mode. That would make me happy. I would much rather play that game at 60 with like a checkerboarded 4K or you know, whatever, DLSS or something like that, as opposed to you know, having to play it at 30 frames or have it be choppy and what have you. So anyway, it looks really good. I'm super excited. I am super excited. That's like probably one of my most anticipated games right now at all. So anyway, I'm just gonna move on to Matt. I'm gonna move on to Astrobot. Looks great. September 6th this year. I'm getting it day one. You kidding me? That game looks sick. I love the Astrobot game on the PS5. I got to play the PSVR one as well. Adam also let me play that with the original VR headset for PlayStation 4. And man, that game was sick too. You know, I love Astrobot. I love Astrobot. I mean, excuse me, Nintendo. Sony needs to really, like, I mean, I am so glad they're doing this because they're probably going to sell way more than they expect. Not that that's gonna... I don't know, I feel like they're probably a little more comfortable leaning into something like Astrobot than Helldivers 2 or Bloodborne or something like that. I did predict that Bloodborne would not be in the Direct, so that's a half-truth thing. Now we just need a tweet to show up like in 5 minutes or something like that saying, hey, Bloodborne on PC, eventually. I kind of doubt though, because we just got that God of War one instead. Again, that would have been a much more realistic guess, but... Anyway, I am stoked for Astrobot. I am stoked for Monster Hunter Wilds. Overall, I'm actually going to, well, let me look this over really quick. Concord, PC port, Dynasty Warriors, Infinity Nikki, Ballad of Antera. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to give this a B. I mean, I don't know, a B seems kind of harsh just because it got that Monster Hunter gameplay and Astrobot. Yeah, Silent Hill 2, yeah, Concord, but it's like, I don't know, it's like kind of wait and see for Concord. So, I want to give it like an A- or a B+ or something like that. That's kind of where I'm leaning, to be honest. So anyway, that's kind of my grade overall and my impressions of the Sony State of Play for May 30th, 2024. Let me know what you guys thought about this down below. Thank you everybody for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. Keep leveling up, everybody, and take care.